In 2004, two popular movie stars were supposed to be shooting a film as a couple when they suddenly found themselves falling in love with each other. While this may have been okay in normal circumstances, the actor was already married at that time. Their feelings and eventual relationship sparked a scandal that the world will not forget in a hurry. Truth is, their story is very similar to that of several Hollywood stars who have been engulfed in forbidden affairs. Here is how some of Hollywood's most talked about affairs started and ended. Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor. When they met on the set of Cleopatra, they were both very married, but they wanted each other badly. The feelings had gotten the best of them, and they couldn't hold back anymore. Elizabeth Taylor was still being referred to as a homewrecker by people who said she stole Debbie Ryan's husband, Eddie Fisher, when she found herself in a similar situation in the 60s. This time, the married man that caught her attention was none other than the handsome Richard Burton. But it gets even more interesting. Not only was she still married to Eddie Fisher, but this married actor whom she was having feelings for on set also had feelings for her. It was completely mutual. Although their relationship was supposed to be strictly work-related, the movie stars soon found themselves entangled in a web of emotions and lust. All their efforts of being professional quickly went down the drain, and before they knew it, their first kiss on set kept on lingering after the director said, "Cut." Soon enough, art turned into reality as Elizabeth Taylor and Burton's chemistry became undeniable. Even with Taylor's husband on location in Rome where Cleopatra was filmed, Taylor decided to keep exploring her feelings for Richard Burton. One would have thought that the co-stars would be low-key, especially because they were both married, but it seemed they didn't care. They were later spotted together cruising on a yacht while they were on a filming break. Their pictures were taken, and before they knew it, they were the talk of Tinseltown. Their leaked pictures sparked what was said to be one of the biggest controversies in the 20th century as the paparazzi began to watch their every move. The lovebirds had erupted in a media frenzy, but they were too consumed by their passion to care. It got so serious that paparazzi began trying to sneak into the set of Cleopatra to get the information that they could get. It seemed like the whole world was interested in details about their tumultuous relationship. Their love affair was also publicly condemned by the Vatican. While some expected their romance to end within a short period, it didn't. The couple later divorced their respective spouses so that they could be together officially. Shortly after Cleopatra was released, they tied the knot, and their marriage was said to be filled with passionate fights, constant drinking, partying, and an exotic lifestyle. Ingrid Bergman and Roberto Rossolini. It all started with a fan mail. Ingrid, a Swedish actress, had seen 2 of Roberto Rossolini's films, and she was completely in awe of his work. She thought of how she could get his attention and work with him, and that was when she decided to pen down a fan mail that began with the words, "Dear Mr. Rossolini, I saw your films Open City and Paysan and enjoyed them very much. If you need a Swedish actress who speaks English very well, who has not forgotten her German, who is not very understandable in French, and who in Italian knows only ti amo, I am ready to come and make a film with you." However, what started with some simple and innocent words soon turned into a love affair that was widely condemned. When director Roberto Rossolini got the letter Ingrid sent, he was convinced that she would be a great addition to his team. At the time, Ingrid Bergman had built her reputation as a highly skilled actress through her roles in films like Joan of Arc, Notorious, and Casablanca. Creating a movie with someone like her was definitely something that directors desired at the time. Roberto Rossolini was excited about the possibilities of creating a film with such a talent and curious mind, and soon enough, he invited her to Italy. After negotiating a deal with RKO Pictures, the production process for the film Stromboli began. In the film, Ingrid's character, Karen, is a Lithuanian woman who becomes a displaced person after World War II. She marries an Italian fisherman named Antonio and moves to his home on the volcanic island of Stromboli. Following the release of the movie, they bonded over their shared interests for future projects, but soon enough, their work relationship morphed into something deeper. Their professional collaboration would ignite a fiery romance that would captivate the world and shake the foundations of Ingrid's personal life. Beyond work, the Italian director and Swedish actress started developing feelings for each other. Clearly, it wasn't part of their plan from the start, but as time went by, their feelings for each other grew stronger. Both of them were married to other people at the time, so exploring their feelings would be unacceptable. Well, let's just say that they ended up exploring those feelings as a passionate romance began to blossom. They could not hide how they felt about each other, and soon enough, people began to notice. Within a short period, their romantic relationship started facing severe public scrutiny, and people seriously condemned their actions. The scandal surrounding their love affair intensified when Ingrid became pregnant with Rossolini's child while still married to her first husband, Petter Lindström. This resulted in a media firestorm, with newspapers and tabloids sensationalizing the situation and fueling public outrage. Ingrid's reputation was completely damaged, and she was ostracized by an industry that once loved her. Although her career suffered greatly, she later got married to Roberto Rossolini, and they had 3 children together. The Swedish actress spent at least a decade trying to revive her career and dust off the stigma of her love affair with the director, Billy Crudup and Claire Danes. Art sure does have a way of imitating reality, because Billy Crudup and Claire Danes fell in love while starring in the stage revival of Bus Stop, which is about 2 actors who fell in love. But their romance wasn't as smooth as they hoped. It was marred with scandal from the very start. The actor Billy Crudup was in what appeared to be a happy relationship with his long girlfriend, Mary Louise Parker. They had met while filming together in 1996 and were completely and utterly in love with each other for over 7 years. However, in 2003, something shocking happened. Mary Louise was over 7 months pregnant for Billy Crudup when their long-term relationship came to an end. The reason for their breakup is not clear, but it was said that Billy Crudup left her just a few months before the birth of their first child. While breakups are normal, what really surprised a lot of people was the fact that the actor, who was 36 years old at the time, moved on pretty quickly as he got into a relationship with his 24-year-old co-star, Claire Danes. It was speculated that they actually got involved with each other while Crudup was still dating Mary Louise Parker, but none of them confirmed the rumors. After several loved-up pictures of Billy Crudup and Claire Danes spending time together in NYC were released, people started talking. Most people wondered why he left Mary Louise while she was pregnant, and a lot of people condemned his new relationship. Speaking to people about what happened, a source close to Parker spoke about how devastated she was, saying, "This has been rough for Mary Louise to get pregnant together and both wanting it, and now for this to happen, it's been very difficult." The circumstances surrounding the breakup and his new relationship left people talking about Crudup and Claire. They faced severe backlash but chose to remain together regardless. Despite the controversy surrounding their relationship, Crudup and his newfound love kept on dating for at least 3 years before they ended things. In 2015, Claire Danes spoke about her very controversial relationship with the actor. In her words, "I was just in love with him and needed to explore that, and I was 24. I didn't quite know what those consequences would be. The backlash was a scary thing. That was really hard. I didn't know how to not do that. It's okay. I went through it. We're friendly. We're friends." Frank Sinatra and Ava Gardner. Despite having 3 children together with his childhood love, whom he was married to for 12 years, Frank Sinatra realized that he was in trouble when he set his eyes on the beautiful Ava Gardner. The allure of Ava Gardner's presence proved impossible for Sinatra to resist, and interestingly, Ava felt the same way about him. In her biography, she detailed her very first impression of him, saying, "And who should arrive at my elbow, dry martini in hand, but one of those guests? The blue eyes were inquisitive, the smile still bright and audacious, the whole face even friendly and more expressive than I remembered. Oh God, Frank Sinatra could be the sweetest, most charming man in the world when he was in the mood." In 1949, their fiery love affair ignited, blazing a path of destruction and captivating the imagination of the public. Although he was married to Nancy Sinatra at the time, it was said that their relationship was not stable. Soon enough, he realized that he wanted to spend the rest of his life with Ava Gardner. Their affair continued, but they tried to keep it off the radar. The world, however, did not learn of their romance until 1950, when the whispers of indiscretion grew into a deafening roar. Sinatra, once seen as the epitome of charm and sophistication, found himself labeled a cheater, while Gardner, a beauty with an air of mystery, was swiftly condemned as a homewrecker. Society's judgment cast a dark cloud over their relationship, tarnishing Sinatra's once sterling reputation. Frank Sinatra went from being one of the most successful musicians in the 20th century to becoming a struggling artiste. The news about the affairs rocked his career and caused him to decline rapidly. During that period, there were countless tabloid headlines saying all kinds of things about Ava Gardner and Frank Sinatra. Clearly, a lot of people were not in support of the affair, and they didn't hesitate to express their disdain. However, despite all these, their love continued to blossom until Frank and Nancy Sinatra decided to get a divorce. Theirs was a highly publicized and intense divorce, and soon after their marriage was annulled, Frank Sinatra moved on. In what appeared to be an intimate ceremony, Frank Sinatra and Ava Gardner tied the knot on the 7th of November 1951. Detailing the media attention on her marriage in her autobiography, Ava Gardner wrote about how they needed privacy. In her words, "We were simply two young people so much in love, and the world wouldn't leave us alone for a second. It seemed that everyone and everything was against us, and all we asked for was a bit of peace and privacy." Their union, which began with such fervent desire, endured from 1951 to 1957, a period filled with both breathtaking highs and heart-wrenching lows. Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. The year was 1944, and the silver screen was about to witness the birth of an extraordinary on-screen chemistry, one that will defy the complexities of a 25-year age gap. Humphrey Bogart, already an established actor at the age of 44, found himself cast alongside the beautiful Lauren Bacall in the film To Have and Have Not. The actress was only 19 years old and was still working towards growing her career. Little did they know that fate had woven their destinies together and the flame of desire would ignite amidst the heat of the camera lights. As the cameras rolled and the scenes unfolded, Bogart and Bacall discovered a connection that transcended mere acting. Their eyes locked, sparks danced between them, and a romance emerged from the shadows. Within a short period of time, it became clear that there was something going on between them. Their chemistry was obvious, and it was said that Humphrey Bardot would usually tell jokes on set to calm her nerves and help her focus on work. When Howard Hawks, the director of To Have and Have Not, noticed what was going on between the two, he was determined to put an end to their relationship. With a calculated maneuver, Hawks confronted the young actress, sowing seeds of doubt and fear within her heart. He painted a portrait of a future where Bogart would abandon her, leaving her stranded and broken amidst the ruthless world of Hollywood. The director even brazenly threatened to manipulate her career, vowing to do everything in his power to end her career if she kept on seeing Bogart. When the news about their relationship began to circulate in the media, people had a lot to say about their 25-year age gap. Their romance was the talk of Hollywood for a while, and most people thought they were not going to last. Their relationship turned out to be one of the most scandalous love affairs in the 1940s. Despite the disapproval from the public and threats from Howard Hawks, their relationship only grew stronger. Bogart, who was already having problems with his marriage, later left his wife and decided to get married to Lauren Bacall. In 1945, Bogart and Bacall forged an unbreakable union, stepping into the sacred realm of marriage. The world watched as the luminous couple exchanged vows, solidifying their commitment to each other. They started their journey to forever, a journey that would see them not only conquer the silver screen, but also nurture the growth of their love through the birth of two beautiful children. Just like most marriages, they had their ups and downs, but one thing was true: they cared about each other deeply. In 1957, fate cast its somber shadow upon their lives as Bogart succumbed to the clutches of illness. The world mourned the loss of a legendary actor, and Bacall grieved for her beloved partner, left to navigate the intricate web of Hollywood without him. Their love story had reached its final act, leaving behind an indelible mark on the silver screen and the hearts of movie enthusiasts worldwide. Meg Ryan and Russell Crowe. It was the turn of the millennium when Ryan, celebrated for her girl-next-door charm and dazzling smile, found herself entangled in a tumultuous web of passion and controversy. At the time, she was married to the talented actor Dennis Quaid, and fate, with its capricious hand, steered her towards the set of the film Proof of Life, where she would cross paths with the charismatic Russell Crowe. Their initial encounter was like a script lifted from a Hollywood romance. The chemistry between Ryan and Crowe crackled and sparked with undeniable intensity, igniting a flame that would soon engulf their lives. As the cameras rolled and the on-screen story unfolded off-screen, a forbidden connection began to blossom, shrouded in secrecy. But the scandalous affair that took flight amidst the film's production could not remain hidden for long. Paparazzi lenses, always on the prowl for a salacious scoop, captured furtive moments of Ryan and Crowe indulging in intimate gestures and stolen glances. The tabloids seized the opportunity to unleash a storm of speculation, their front pages splashed with incriminating photos and sensational headlines. The public, who had long admired Meg Ryan as the epitome of innocence and grace, found themselves reeling from the revelation. The beloved girl next door, whose cinematic escapades had once filled their hearts with joy, now occupied the center stage of a scandal that threatened to tarnish her pristine image. Whispers of disappointment and disapproval mingled with the curiosity of an intrigued audience eager to decipher the truth. As the affair unfolded in the glaring spotlight of public scrutiny, the repercussions reverberated far beyond mere headlines. Dennis Quaid, Ryan's estranged husband, found himself caught in the crossfire of a love triangle he never anticipated. Their marriage, once seemingly unbreakable, crumbled under the weight of betrayal and shattered trust. In the aftermath of the tabloid maelstrom, Ryan sought solace in the arms of Russell Crowe, their love affair kindled by the fires of passion, but destined for a brief burn. Time, like an unforgiving hourglass, counted down the moments until their romance would unravel. As the final curtain fell on their passionate interlude, Ryan and Crowe parted ways, their affair destined to become a mere footnote in the annals of Hollywood history. Yet the impact of their union lingered in the collective consciousness. Many pondered the profound effect the scandal had on Meg Ryan's career. Some speculated that her image, once untarnished, was irreparably damaged by the whispers of infidelity that stained her name. Though she would continue to grace the silver screen, the halo of innocence that once adorned her seemed forever dimmed. Michelle Pfeiffer and John Malkovich. Like a hidden subplot lurking behind the scenes, their affair during the making of the film Dangerous Liaisons would become the catalyst for tumultuous controversy. Before the fateful project that would forever etch his name into cinematic history, John Malkovich was an actor deeply committed to the theatrical stage. Dangerous Liaisons marked his grand entrance into the film industry, earning him widespread acclaim and simultaneously pigeonholing him as the master of conniving villains. It was during the filming of this captivating masterpiece that a parallel narrative began to unfold, shrouded in secrecy. As Malkovich's character sought to seduce the enchanting Michelle Pfeiffer on screen, sizzling chemistry began to erupt off camera. Behind the veneer of their characters, the lines between fiction and reality blurred, and their connection transcended the silver screen. The spark between them ignited an affair that would reverberate through their lives and resonate in Hollywood's scandalous annals. A forbidden affair was brewing. The consequences of their ill-fated romance were far-reaching. Malkovich's marriage to Glenn Headley, his partner at the time, crumbled under the weight of betrayal. Headley, with a broken heart and a bruised spirit, called Malkovich the root of all evil. However, as swiftly as their fiery connection ignited, it fizzled out, leaving behind a trail of shattered dreams and unanswered questions. For Malkovich, the affair that had blossomed between him and the luminous Pfeiffer seemed like an unbelievable dream. In an interview with Rolling Stone, the brooding star of Con Air confessed, "It's hard to believe Michelle Pfeiffer ever said hello to me. Not that she's not memorable, God knows, but I sort of blocked it out." He went on to reflect on his perception of their entanglement, explaining, "What I'm trying to say is, when I think of the other person, I don't think of me as involved with them. They're uncorrupted by me, as if they were never troubled by my existence." The fleeting nature of their affair, although brief, left an unforgettable mark on the lives of these two Hollywood, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. He was married to the love of his life for over 5 years, but the minute he laid his eyes on Angelina Jolie, something changed. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's relationship is certainly one of the most scandalous affairs in the history of Hollywood, not only because it involved some of Hollywood's most famous stars, but also because Brad Pitt was still married when he met Jolie. For over 5 years, the whole world knew about Brad Pitt's marriage to Jennifer Aniston, and they seemed to be in a happy and loving relationship. Their loved-up moments were often captured by the paparazzi. They certainly looked like they were in this thing called marriage for the long haul, until Angelina Jolie came into the picture. In 2003, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie were chosen to star in Mr. and Mrs. Smith as a couple, and after filming together for a while, sparks began to fly. At the time, Angelina Jolie was a single mother, and Brad Pitt was still married to Jennifer Aniston, but somehow they found themselves developing feelings for each other. Speaking to Vogue, Jolie revealed how their relationship morphed. She said, "Because of the film, we ended up being brought together to do all these crazy things. And I think we found this strange friendship and partnership that kind of just suddenly happened. It wasn't long before the public got to know about the love affair between Jolie and Pitt. There were rumors all over the internet, and Jolie was basically labeled a husband snatcher." In January 2005, Jennifer Aniston filed for divorce from Brad Pitt, citing irreconcilable differences. Shortly after, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie confirmed that they were in a relationship. This revelation sparked a considerable amount of controversy, as many blamed Jolie for the breakup of Pitt's marriage. Brad and Angelina later tied the knot in a private ceremony at their estate in France in August 2014. However, the couple shocked the world when Jolie filed for divorce in September 2016. All these affairs certainly shocked the world, but certainly not as much as the news of these Hollywood stars who were found guilty of heinous acts. Click on this video to see how some of the most influential people in Hollywood reacted to their life sentences.